Welcome to day 4 of Dear Grave Woman, my 30-day series where I'm creatively cleaning out my comment section and inbox, answering your questions about life, death, grief, and everything in between. If you're new here, my name is Joelle Simone Maldonado. I'm also known all over the world as the Grave Woman, and I'm the founder of the Multicultural Death and Grief Care Academy. You can Google me to find out more. Today's comment is from Instagram, and it is from Simone from Brooklyn. She says, "My cousin was buried last weekend. Closed casket, no makeup, no music, no goodbye from me. She and I used to catch lightning bulbs in the Alabama summers. She then caught addiction. Then she caught judgment. Then she caught nothing but shade from family. Now everybody wants to cry on camera and whisper her name like it's special. But they're the ones who stopped answering her calls. Why do we romanticize people once they're no longer inconvenient? Do the dead forgive hypocrisy faster than the living?" When I first read your comment, I have to be completely honest and say that I was like, oh, wow, that's a little cold. That was my honest first thought. No judgment. But I then had to sit and really think about it. And you're not imagining it. Grief, a lot of times, is performative, especially when the truth is harder to accept. For example, your cousin, even though she struggled with addiction, I'm sure that there were wonderful things about her, but for your loved ones who are openly mourning and expressing their grief in a way that is triggering for you, it sometimes is harder to say the hard thing, especially once someone has passed away. A lot of times at memorial services and funerals, we see that as the time to truly celebrate the best of who people were, especially when maybe the things about them in their lifetime were harder to celebrate. As someone who has grieved someone who struggled with alcohol addiction throughout their life, I can tell you, at least from my firsthand lived experience, when I think about my uncle, I mean, things come up, memories come up that aren't that pleasant, but for the most part, for me, it's easier and better and more comforting. Not that I'm neglecting the truth, but to focus on the laughter, to focus on the good times, because there were more of those times than there were the unhappy times. And I think a lot of times, especially when it comes to the complication and the almost torturous cycle of addiction, there's a level of, I don't want to say happiness and joy, but relief that that cycle is over, no matter how much grief we're in about losing that person. There's a level of peace that comes with knowing that this person isn't going to suffer in this cycle anymore, that we're not going to suffer in this cycle anymore. And as selfish as that sounds, um, sometimes that's where a lot of us decide to focus our attention. Your memory of her is real. The good things, the bad things, the maybe the reasons that you and your family stop answering the phone, they're real, they're raw, they're complicated, they're sharp, but also it's and they are their own truth. It's your truth in the grieving cycle. I can completely understand how your hurt and disappointment and maybe almost resentment for your cousin's choices in life are triggered by seeing your family celebrate her and speak positively of her and almost describe her as a person that you know that she did not show up as in the world. I say all that to say the dead don't need our forgiveness. The dead don't need to forgive us. What the living have to do is heal, sorry, become healed. We need to heal. And so, what that healing looks like for you, what that reaching a level of peace with your cousin, her choices, her life, her death, and the way that your family chooses to remember her is fully up to you. Only you know what you need in that. As I say in many of these videos, I suggest grief counseling, therapy, talking to a mental health professional, which I am not. However, I do appreciate you sharing your sentiments and thoughts with me. Um, it sounds like you honored her when it counted. And to me, that would be a source of peace. But if anyone has any words of support, words of wisdom, or just anything to offer Simone in the comment section, please use it to do so. Simone, thank you so much for sharing. Live life, love hard, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 5.